disappointed doesn't do justice how I felt about Jimmy Butler. I believe that Jimmy Butler is the worst type of superstar player because Jimmy Butler only chooses to play when Jimmy Butler feels like playing. I never get impressed by Jimmy Butler's playoff performances because Jimmy Butler's playoff performances seem so phenomenal because of how much he underwhelms in the regular season. But he underwhelms in the regular season not by force, by choice. Watching that game yesterday, Jimmy Butler didn't even look like he cared. I can't suggest that he didn't care. I don't know. I'm saying he didn't even look like he cared. How do you live in a world where Pod shoots more times than you? Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry was not on the court. He was there because he wanted to support you, but he wasn't on the court. And you let Pod shoot more times than you? I think Moody put up more shots than you. Jimmy Butler, how do you go back to Miami? The most talented player I would suggest that suited up in that arena yesterday, Bam Adebayo included, and you had the 5th most shot attempts. Furthermore, the reason I suggested it didn't even look like he cared because he didn't even drop no dimes. 2 assists. Fewest amount of assists Jimmy Butler's had in a Warriors uniform. What I would suggest is he wasn't even driving, creating, and then dishing. I was so outraged by Jimmy Butler, it had me thinking, James Jones. It had me thinking. I was like, bro, Jimmy Butler is almost, I don't know, for those my musician fans in here, almost like the Lauryn Hill of basketball. Oh. Just a bad entertainer. Because sometimes you go to a Lauryn Hill show, she's on time, she go crazy. But other times, as you know, and look it up. Because if you're not on time, you're here to entertain.
Man, once she starts singing.
Of course, and that's the problem. And that's the thing. Once Jimmy start playing, but Jimmy don't ever start playing till the playoffs. And that's why that's the problem, James. Once you start singing, James, people pay money to hear you sing. They pay money for you to be on time. They pay money for you to perform. I will not lower my standards to say, well, once Jimmy Butler starts playing, you paid to play. And you in Miami, a revenge game where you're supposed to get revenge. Did you not see what Luka did against the Mavs? At least he tried. At least he put up shots. At least he said, you know what? I'm going to go out here and get my lick back. And even if you don't want to get your lick back, I'm going to go out here and get my lick. Furthermore, remove Miami from it. Warriors are in a must-win game right now, bro. They a half game ahead of the 7th seed. T-Wolves knocking on the door. Clippers knocking on the door. And Jimmy, 11 points, 6 boards, 2 dimes, 12 shot attempts. 12 shot attempts? 12 shot attempts? Did you even care? Like, they had introduced you and you... Can I see some more? So the reason to me, I would suggest the worst type of superstar, not because of talent. It's not at all because of talent. It's because I've never seen this type of apathy. There's not a world where LeBron James would put up 12 shot attempts. There's not a world where, in a game of this magnitude, there's not a world where Giannis would put up 12 shot attempts in a game of this magnitude. There's not a world where Steph would put up 12 shot attempts in a game of this magnitude. There's not a world where Luka would put up 12 shot attempts in a game of this magnitude. I was disgusted. I was disgusted.
One game?
Those were some tough... No, historically. Shady knows. Shady knows how I feel about Jimmy historically.
Those were some tough takes right there, man.
Yes, it was.
Tough take. Yeah, I'll just say this, man. I was disappointed in the revenge game, right? I wanted to see Jimmy go out there,
do something,
and shoot a lot, right? But what I cannot say that he's one of the worst superstars we have.
Man,
I mean, did you forget guys like Kawhi Leonard? A great player, I love him, but when you pay this dude, he's gonna make a lot of money. He's not gonna play a lot of games. Paul, George, Oh my God, When you talk about worst superstars, he came. He goes to Philadelphia. And he goes to the supermarket and he got a bag on his face because if they see it's him, it's going to be hell. Okay?
But this is worse. This is worse.
There's nowhere.
Here is why.
Wait, we can't.
One is by force, Shady McCoy, and one is by choice. If Jimmy was hurt, I wouldn't even feel as strongly. Jimmy wasn't hurt on that court yesterday, 2-5. When you talk about Kawhi, and I do submit to your authority in regards to Kawhi because I do believe Kawhi is underwhelmed. Kawhi been hurt. But Jimmy Butler was healthy, standing outside the three-point line, watching Moody try to cook.
Let me know when I can get it back again.
Go ahead.
You stole it from me.
You stole the whole thing.
Go ahead.
It's your show. You good?
Go ahead.
All right. So I gave you them because you took my whole. I was going to put that to the social.
Put it wherever you want to put it. Bro.
Stevie can cut it.
You forgetting like Jimmy Butler hasn't changed the franchise of the great Golden State Warriors. Before he got there, were we talking about the Warriors?
No.
Were we? Were you? Were you? No. Since he's been there, what's their record? They lost, 4 games, something like that?
16-4, maybe.
You get what I'm saying? So, okay, yes, he didn't get the revenge game. Cool, I get it. But let's not forget what he did for the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
You got a whole bunch of role players that nobody even knows about. Yeah. I look at the other day, I was watching the finals, the last couple times I went to the finals, and I'm looking at some of these players, I'm like, man, he made some good shots. Who are these guys? If I go down the list, and I don't want to make it about them, but I won't name them because I don't want to like be that type of guy. But when I look at some of the role players that make all these shots, some guy plays for the Lakers, won't say his name. He was the man with Miami with Jimmy Butler. He can't even get no minutes now with the Lakers. Yeah. I go to my Sixers. There's another guy over there. I won't say his name. He makes some great shots. He got paid because of Jimmy Butler. Now he can't see the floor. So imagine Jimmy Butler taking all these regular guys, undrafted players that nobody wanted to draft, to the finals and from the play-in. Yeah. So I heard what you're saying about this one game, but let's look at his whole career. And I'd rather have a player that plays better in the playoffs than the regular season. You know who that player is? That's Jimmy Butler.
Can you have a player that does both?
So be more respectful. The last thing I'm going to say is this. I can't name a player other than, let me think about it, Luka that carried a team with less talent to the freaking finals, to the Western Conference Finals. People don't just do that. Nowadays, you got to team up. I got to get this max player and this max player, and let's do it together. Jimmy didn't do none of that. I got it myself. So just be a little bit more respectful when we talk about Jimmy Butler. He's a different type of player.
He's a different type of player.
Seriously.
In the playoffs.
And the last thing is
in
this,
the playoffs.
You said something
What about the regular season?
You said something that was wrong. You said, imagine getting this magnitude, a player like that not putting up shots. My favorite player one time, the media said this and that third while he was shooting the ball too much, not getting his teammates involved. You know what he did? He took like 3 shots the whole game in game 7 against the Suns. Do you know who that player is? His name is Kobe Bryant. And you wouldn't dare say nothing about Kobe Bryant, right?
No.
All right, so let's be more respectful about these players because players are human and they have emotions. And I don't know what his emotions was that game. Yeah. When I had my revenge game, I was up and down. Am I talking to my ex-coach? Am I talking to my ex-players? I love them, but they traded me. It's so much going on your mind.
Yeah. If it was just that game, I'm chilling. If it was just that game, this has been the entirety of Jimmy Butler's career.
Okay, really quick.
If it was just that game,
great, bro.
Shady right. He's great in the playoffs. Okay. He's great in the playoffs. Cool. He's not great in the regular season.
You passionate about this Jimmy Buckets, and I love it. Both of y'all over there. Oh, really quick. Number one, I disagree with everything you said, Acho.
Everything.
Everything. Number two, if Lauryn Hill's late, I'm still going to have my drink. I'm going to be ready. Lauryn Hill. I'll be ready for her to put on the show for us. Number three, I see, now my eye, you know what I mean? I ain't that good of a reader, but I see 6-time All-Star.
Yep.
5-time All-NBA.
Yep.
5-time All-Defense.
Yep.
That don't say playoffs. Mm-hmm. I think them regular season awards.
Ooh.
So number one, Jimmy Buckets is like that in the regular season too, because that's what this says. 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA team.
Sure.
Did he have a bad game? Did he lay an egg? Absolutely. Did I want him to shoot more? Absolutely. But the whole Warriors team laid an egg. It was no energy from the whole Warriors team. Yeah. If Jimmy Buckets is your brother, I didn't see no energy. I didn't see no effort. It was a bunch of missed shots all 4 quarters. Steph Curry, I believe if Steph Curry would have got off the bench and shot, he probably would have missed. They was missing a bunch of shots. Jimmy Buckets did not play well. But the Warriors did not play well. Yes, you want him to shoot 25-plus times. But for me, when I was watching the game, when the game started, I was actually like, good, Jimmy, you're not pressing. You're not just throwing stuff up there. Was your players missing shots? Yes. But we cannot, after one game, even though it was a revenge game, say that Jimmy Buckets is not an all-star player like that.
Remember,
Acho, you keep saying playoffs is regular season.
That's not what I said. Jimmy Butler is an all-star player. What disappoints me and infuriates me more than anything is talent not maximized. And Jimmy Butler has not maximized his talent.
How?
Jimmy Butler is more talented than he displays on a night-in and night-out basis. You all know better than anybody, and Shady, you know the best because you watch hoops the most throughout the course of the entirety of the season. Jimmy Butler don't bring it every night like other stars do, with all due respect.
And who are those stars?
Jokic, every night. Giannis, every goddamn night. LeBron James, healthy, every night. Every night, every freaking night, these dudes come in and they perform. Jimmy Butler, sometimes he's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like, that's the energy he exudes on the court. And then he gets to the playoffs, and he drops 54, and we're like, oh, my God. And it's so shocking, because in the regular season, he doesn't do it. But when Jokic drops 50 in the playoffs, we're like, yeah, but Jokic just dropped 48 in the regular season. So,
82 games.
But if Jimmy were to... that's not an excuse for Jimmy Butler, because I don't make that excuse for Jokic. SGA comes with it every night. SGA, I mean, every goddamn night, SGA on the court.
The thing with Jimmy Butler is, do you know he was drafted? Like, what pick?
Second round.
don't.
He's the 30th pick in the draft.
That sounds like a first rounder, right?
Second, right?
Oh, okay. Oh. So name some other 30th pick draft pick that's just crazy like that. Like, give me all these guys.
I don't know the NBA draft well enough.
This is what I'm going to say, though, bro. All I'm going to say is a lot of guys you talking about, like, when you draft them dudes, those are franchise guys. I think when Jimmy was drafted, I don't know, they looked at him as like, we're going to be our franchise dude. They looked at a guy that is a dog. I play defense, offense, and I pass the ball. Everybody you talking about, they don't all do that. The thing with Jimmy Butler is if he's not scoring points, you act like he's not viable, and that's not the case. Because when you talk about a superstar, you only talk about scoring buckets. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Jimmy's not that. He's a different type of superstar. I do everything. You want me to guard the 4 tonight? I got you, Steve. You said what? You want the 5? I got you, Steve. Oh, Steph Curry's not going to be scoring. I got you. He does everything on the board. And everybody you keep talking about, everybody don't do that on the board. So I hate when we talk about basketball, and it's not your fault because I was in that same boat. And my NBA dudes had to correct me. Like, Shady, there's so many different parts of basketball. You got the guys like Steph. I'm going to let this thing hang from 3-ball. I'm going to score a lot of points. You got the Giannis. I'm going to rebound. I'm going to play some defense, and I'm going to shoot, okay?
He does it all.
But he might not get everybody involved all the time, right? Jokic, I might get guys involved. I'm going to shoot, but I might not sometimes shoot the ball more like I'm supposed to. So it's times where I watch Jokic superstar moments, and he passed the ball trying to get guys involved. Like, yo, take over.
So a few things.
Real quick, all I'm saying is we need to respect Jimmy as a superstar in his own way because, all that brother does is contribute. You can't tell me that you come to the Warriors, we weren't talking about them, now we are. It's not because of Steph, it's because of Jimmy. And it's not because of his scoring. Steve Kerr said it a couple weeks ago. He said, everybody keep talking about him not scoring. He said, hold on, dog. When it's time for him to score, he's going to do it. For us to win, he's doing everything we need for us to win a game. And that's why they're 16-4 with Jimmy Butler in the lineup.
So a few things for me. Well, I don't get the uber disappointment that you have. There's 82 games.
A lot of them.
Okay, we weren't even really talking about the Warriors until Jimmy Butler got to the Warriors. Now they are a legit title contender. Forget about one game. Of course I'm disappointed. Of course I wanted them to score more than 11 points. But I took away in that game that this is what Shady told me yesterday about Miami. And I listened to Shady. Shady be knowing. Shady said, Miami is bad. The team sucks. The Miami Heat and Pat Riley are trash. They didn't look trash to me yesterday. So, like, sometimes...
Better help me out.
Yeah, I know. But you be knowing, so, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I took it, I'm like, okay, Warriors about to beat their butt. No, man, like, sometimes this happens in NBA, right? And second of all, most importantly, like, I like Lauryn Hill a lot. Like, that take was bad. That makes, because, like, doo-wop and Killing Me Softly for me, like, that hits for me. So, like, I didn't go anywhere other than Lauryn Hill on that take. But also, like, the Heat were 17-25 from 3. You're not always going to shoot like that from 3. The most important thing to me, and I was disappointed, and I said yesterday that the Jimmy Butler and the Warriors, they had to win. That's all I cared about revenge. They got blown out. But all 5 Golden State starters had exactly 2 points at halftime.
Come on.
The starters had 2 points. It was the first time an NBA team had no starter score 3 or more points in the first half since New Jersey against Orlando in 2012.
That's crazy.
So, like, Jimmy, it's just one of those days.
Really quick, though, let me say this before I forget this thought, right? Because you said SGA, you said Bron, you said Giannis.
Every night.
Right? Every night.
Every single night.
Play. So really we need to be giving Jimmy Buckets more praise and more credit. Because you're telling me a dude that don't play every night took those Miami teams to the finals twice. Is SGA taking them teams to the finals? Because he's never been to one. Is Giannis taking them teams to the finals?
Giannis won an NBA title, sir. Let's not talk about...
Not with those type teams.
No. Let's talk about winners.
All I'm saying is...
talk about somebody who won
put some respect on Jimmy Bucket's name because you are saying he didn't play hard every single night. He's not a superstar every single night. And he took Miami Heat with not a lot of talent to the NBA Finals twice, Acho. And he's a 6-time All-Star and a 5-time All-NBA. I don't know what All-NBA mean, but I think that's the best players in the NBA in the regular season, not playoffs.
Y'all keep talking about going to the finals. I can list you every NBA Finals champion over the last 30 years. I can't list you the losers.
Oh, here you
So,
go.
with all due respect, we talk about people who win. We don't talk about he went and he lost. Yeah, he went and he lost. Now, again, going is hard. Y'all have a Super Bowl. You have a couple Super Bowls, Super Bowl. I don't have a Super Bowl. So obviously, y'all know what it takes to go somewhere and to win there. But with all due respect, what we should all be able to unanimously agree on is Jimmy Butler does not bring it every night. And there are players in the NBA that do bring it every night. And if we're going to herald Jimmy Butler as one of those ones, and one of those ones only, then I would like for him to bring it every night. Shame on me if that's what I require from my superstar.
I want to ask you a question.
Shame on me.
You do a lot of studying and you do a lot of notes, right? And you prep for this show, and you do a great job at that, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Let him know that. Let him know.
Compliment.
So, because you like to explain a lot of things, right? And you use a lot of witty words and all that. So use some witty words and explain this. But why, if he doesn't bring it every night, and he's just not the guy that you said the worst superstar, right?
Yeah.
Why are Warriors 16-4 with him in the lineup?
Really good question. I believe the Warriors were a player away, number one. I believe they were a player away from me.
Not that player. You said the worst superstar. We don't bring it every night. That was...
I believe the Warriors were a player away, number one. I also think that
a
Jimmy
player
Butler,
or a superstar player?
Oh, a superstar player.
Thank you.
But he can't be a superstar. He says the worst.
Again, I don't want to exaggerate the point.
Though.
Jimmy Butler brings it. He doesn't bring it every night. That's my tension. It's not that Jimmy doesn't bring it. Jimmy has led, like you said, the Heat to the finals with Caleb Martin, with Gabe Vincent, with Tyler Hero, with Duncan Robinson. He did all of these things. So that's not my issue. Is not that Jimmy Butler does not have ability. It's that he doesn't maximize.
And last thing, because we get so now he's okay. So that's a step on my side. Appreciate that, my brother. Last part is the guys you just named though, because them guys are not. They're okay guys. The guys, all them guys you named.
Duncan Robinson, Tyler, all them cats.
So do you think like because you talk about the Giannis and all that, right? I don't know if a guy like that can just carry them to dudes like that.
No.
And that's why we always talk about this teaming up and getting all these gifts from players and all that, guys, because players can't do it. But Jimmy never asked for that, though. Jimmy's the type of player, when we talk about the Heat, man, if he can get one more superstar, they need one more player away. You remember everybody keeps talking about that? When Damian Lillard was on the market, they said, where's he going to go? Everybody was like, yo, he should go to the Heat. Why should he go to the Heat? Because Jimmy Buck is the guy that don't bring it every night, like he said. It's not that great of a superstar, like he said, was carrying a group of regular guys to the finals. You get what I'm saying? And not getting smoked in the finals, barely losing.
But the reason
I want to ask you a question because you say he doesn't bring it every night.
He doesn't.
Right? No. I want you to break that. Like, are you talking effort?
He's talking about scoring. He's talking about scoring.
No. You can't be talking about scoring because there's a lot of dudes, including LeBron, including Giannis, that bricks and don't have numbers every night.
I'm talking about the apathy that he displays during the game.
So is that effort?
Yeah, you could suggest effort. Like watching the game. But I don't want to use that word effort.
I know because I'm trying to get you to break it down to me because I don't see that.
Let me use this word, not effort, indifference. Watching the game yesterday, when Jimmy Butler was just hanging around the three-point line, it looked as though he was indifferent. It looked as though whether they got a basket on that possession or not, he was indifferent. It looked as though he didn't realize the magnitude of the moment of that game. I don't want to suggest effort because I do believe Jimmy Butler, when he plays hard, is a top 3 hardest playing player in the NBA. I put Giannis and Jimmy in a category away from everybody else. But there was indifference. There was apathy. I don't necessarily care how this thing goes. I think about a dude like Wiggins. Because Wiggins only scored 10 points yesterday, but Wiggins had 3 blocks. Wiggins had 5 boards. Wiggins had 5 dimes. Wiggins at least tried. I'm not suggesting Jimmy didn't try, but it looked as though he didn't care. It looked like he didn't care.
Is it offense for you? Is it offense? Is that what you're saying?
Yesterday, it was obviously offense. Because yesterday it was offense. It was just indifferent.
But hold on.
But it wasn't missing. That's the thing.
He wasn't shooting.
He wasn't shooting.
But see, that's my point.
He wasn't shooting.
And that's why I told you earlier. I said, yo, my Hall of Fame basketball homeboys had to check me on things. I said, yo, how this guy, this and that third, he ain't even scoring. It's more than basketball than just scoring. That's why when you talk about Luka is phenomenal offensively.
But he wasn't locking down either.
But what I'm saying,
yesterday. But I'm saying, like, if he was doing like what Wiggins was doing, Wiggins was strapping defensively. Wiggins, boom, under the paint, top of key.
Miami played a heck of a basketball game.
Yeah, I said Wiggins. I didn't say Miami.
They shot
I said Andrew Wiggins.
Well, 10 points is a heck of a basketball game and 2 blocks.
If we're forgetting offense and talking about defense like Shady
not just defense.
Andrew Wiggins' defense was different because 3 blocks, now you're talking about 3 turnovers. 5 assists, now you're talking about driving and kicking. Jimmy Jimmy had 2 dimes. Forget the points.
Okay,
he had 2 dimes.
So if Jimmy Buckets would have had 10 points, 3 blocks, and 5 assists, your whole take changes?
If the energy after changed my...
You're saying it different.
Now, real quick, now, hold up. Now, you know I like to save my... Because he said some...
You said you were done with this conversation.
I am, but I'm gonna say this though. I'm saving what you said though, bro. I'm done with the conversation. But I just want to say because Jimmy goes to the playoffs and starts balling.
And I'll say he does what he always does. He goes to the playoffs and balls, and he should because he had a lot of energy
He's
left.
got it all
So
covered.
what does 6-time All-Star in the regular season mean? That just mean average?
No, that means he could have done more. I believe he could have done more. I believe Jimmy's a better player during the regular season than he gets off.
This is a fun conversation.
I think he's a better plaar.
That's crazy.
I think Jimmy could get more out of his career. He's an incredible player.
Acho, you are very difficult to please.
I think he's in Jokic. I believe was 50th.
How many guys are like Jokic though? You know what I'm saying?
You're hard to.
I don't look at Jimmy Butler as like no generational guy.
I think
nobody does look at him. He's a great player though.
It's that if I see somebody who has so much, if I didn't think Jimmy Butler was talented, I wouldn't care. But because he's so good, Chase, if you watch Jimmy in the playoffs, you would think this dude is a god. I mean, we compare Jimmy to Jordan during these playoff runs. So I can't see him drop 56 in the playoffs, know what he's capable of, and then in the regular season, see that I just can't.
Is he not allowed to have an off night?
It's not an off night. It was apathy. It's the whole season.
Indifference, like didn't want to be out there?
That's what it was. Like if Jimmy was average, I wouldn't be talking about this. If Jimmy didn't take 2 teams to the finals that didn't really have dogs on it, I
hate players that go crazy in the regular season. In the playoffs, they choke. I hate them guys.
Up.
So I guess it's like what you like. Because regular season to me don't even like count.
That's crazy.
Especially in basketball. In football, every game counts. In basketball, the more I've been studying it, they don't really care about the regular season. Because dudes, if you really care, you're not taking on low.
But then you're in a dilemma.
A guy like MJ, I think he did 6 straight seasons of straight, no games. So my thing is like he cared about every game.
Yeah.
In basketball, they don't care about that. They got low management for a reason because we saving it for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I hate guys that ball out in the regular season. In the playoffs, you can't even find them.
All I'm saying is if Jimmy was the number 1 overall pick, that's a hell of a career.
Yeah.
With what Jimmy's doing.
Yeah.
So forget 30th pick. If he's the number 1 overall pick.
He had a bad career. He's had an incredible career. I just believe Jimmy Butler is more talented than he displays on a night in and night out basis. That's my thesis statement. I would write my paper based on that. What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.